Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is one of those moments that feels small on the surface, but if you're a real fan, you know it hits deep. So imagine scrolling like normal, nothing special, and then suddenly, boom, Big Bang is trending again. Not because of a comeback announcement, not because of a stage, but because of something so simple, a like. Yeah, a like, but not just any like. We're talking about G-Dragon and Taeyang, both interacting with a post about T.O.P. And suddenly, the internet lost its mind. Now, here's where it gets interesting. G-Dragon liking posts, that's not new. He's always been that guy, quietly active, watching, supporting, moving in silence. But Taeyang, that's where people paused. Because Taeyang doesn't just randomly like things. So when fans saw both of them engaging with something related to T.O.P., it didn't feel casual anymore. It felt intentional, or at least meaningful. And you know how K-pop fans work. Give them one tiny detail and they'll build an entire theory universe around it. Some people were like, relax, it's just support. These guys have known each other for over 20 years. And honestly, that's valid. Because let's be real. Before they were global icons, before the fame, the scandals, the headlines, they were just 5 boys chasing the same dream. That kind of history, you don't just delete it. But then there's the other side. The fans who saw this and immediately went, wait, what if this means something more? What if this is the beginning of something? What if, just what if, this is how it starts? And suddenly, the word comeback started floating around again. Not confirmed, not announced, just whispered. And that's where emotions started getting messy. Because here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. T.O.P. has made it clear multiple times. He's not coming back. Not maybe, not we'll see. He's been very direct about it. So when fans start connecting dots, it creates this tension between reality and hope. You've got people saying, guys, he literally said he's not rejoining. Let it go. And then you've got others like, I know, but can't you blame us for wishing? And honestly, that right there, that feeling, that's the core of this whole situation group. The sound, the attitude, the influence, the chaos, the legacy. And for a lot of fans, they're not even asking for a full comeback. They just want reassurance that things ended peacefully, that there's no bad blood, that behind everything, the scandals, the distance, the silence, there's still respect, maybe even care. And that's why this tiny interaction hit so hard. Because for a moment, it felt like confirmation. Like, hey, we're still here. Maybe not together like before, but still connected. But of course, not everyone sees it that way. Some people brought up the past, the controversies, the reasons why things changed in the first place. They questioned why fans are so quick to romanticize everything, why this situation gets more forgiveness than others. And yeah, that conversation is uncomfortable, but it's real. Because Big Bang's story isn't perfect, it's complicated. And that's exactly why moments like this feel so heavy. Because you're not just reacting to a like, you're reacting to years of history, emotions, and unfinished feelings. And then there was that one comment, the one that kind of sums up everything. I kind of wish they'd just do Big Bang again. Simple, soft, a little unrealistic, but painfully honest. Because deep down, a lot of fans feel that way. Not because they expect it to happen, but because some eras are just too iconic to let go of completely. So now everyone's watching. Every move, every interaction, every tiny signal. Trying to figure out, is this just support? Or is this the smallest hint of something bigger? And maybe the real answer is, it's neither. Maybe it's just 3 people who shared a lifetime together, quietly supporting each other in their own way. No announcement, no comeback plan. Just history that refuses to disappear. But still, if one day, out of nowhere, Big Bang stands on stage again, let's be honest, the entire internet would break. And you know what's crazy? No matter how many years pass, no matter how much the industry changes, some names just don't fade. And Big Bang is one of them. Because this isn't just about music anymore. It's legacy, it's impact. It's that feeling you can't really explain unless you were there, watching everything unfold in real time. The highs, the chaos, the silence, and now even the smallest interactions that somehow still manage to shake the entire fandom. And maybe that's the real power they have. They don't need a stage to go viral. They don't need a teaser to trend. They don't even need to say a word. A single like, and suddenly the whole world is watching again. That's not normal. That's influence. And whether you're someone who still hopes for a reunion or someone who's accepted that chapter is closed, you felt something when you saw this, even if it was just for a second. Because deep down, we all understand one thing. Some groups don't just exist in playlists. They live in memories. And maybe that's why this moment matters more than people want to admit. Not because it confirms anything, but because it reminds us that the story isn't completely forgotten. So now I want to hear from you. Be honest. If one day, just one day, G-Dragon, Taeyang, and even T.O.P stood on the same stage again, would you watch? Or have you already closed that chapter? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation, it's not ending anytime soon. And if you're into real K-pop stories, the ones that go beyond headlines, beyond rumors, beyond the surface, make sure you stick around. Because here, we don't just talk about what's happening, we talk about what it means. I'll see you in the next one.